Disclaimer, this podcast discusses mental health. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you're struggling with your mental health, please remember it's okay to ask for help and seek the appropriate help through a qualified healthcare professional.
Welcome back to the podcast where we asked a question, what makes you happy? My name is Jake Pearson, and today we have with us a positive energy artist who creates art and events that offer a zip-zap of positive energy. We have Joanne Morton from Savannah, Georgia, USA. Jo, how are you?
I am wonderful. So nice to be here, to be happy together.
Yes, we're super happy together. We did have a little bit of a hiccup just before, but we're here. Jo, could you share with us what does make you happy?
Oh, I love that question so much because there are a lot of things that make me happy. So tonight I drove out to the sunset, and I love watching the sunset because there's something so magical about seeing just the clouds change colors right in front of your eyes. And then you remember that you are just part of this magic that's happening, you know? And you know the sun's going to rise tomorrow. So that kind of makes me happy. And then the other thing that, and then this is kind of like, I'm doing very spur of the moment stuff because I could have a 20 million list of happiness, but chocolate, you know, I those people who don't have that love of chocolate, that happiness of chocolate, I hope they have that same kind of happiness feeling for something else, because it's just that good. It is, and it's a good piece of chocolate too, right? Yeah. And I think that, you know, I was thinking about this, but I think the one thing, this is kind of based on our conversation and your story, and it's remembering that I am a happy person. And that's a good thing, because being a happy person means I'm a nice person, and we need to be nice to each other, you know? And I want to be a happy person. And it doesn't mean I'm happy all the time, but when I'm not happy, I remember that I have been happy, and I know I can be happy again, because happiness is always available. There's all different kinds of happiness, you know, and that makes me happy.
I love that knowing that happiness is always available for you makes you happy. What would you say, though, to our listeners who may be struggling to realize that there isn't much happiness in their lives? What would you say to them?
It can be a little challenging to be happy when there's war and crime and got to pay the bills and you don't have enough money and it's I say, just remember, you know, take a breath, you know, and find that one thing if you can. Even if it's just, you know, a silly little, you know, doodad on the wall, watch a funny show, don't listen to bad news or read the news. Don't feed, don't feed your unhappiness. Because if you feed it, it will grow and grow and grow. So, and you have to just make that little extra effort. You have to do it. But, and it's hard sometimes, but you know what? It's harder not to do it.
Once you're aware of it, completely agree.
Yeah.
Joanne, it's been an absolute pleasure to listen to what makes you happy and the beautiful piece of advice that you've given us there to help cultivate happiness in our lives when things might not be going the way we want. We really appreciate your time.
Thanks for listening to the podcast. We hope it gives you something to think about on your quest to discover what makes you happy. Make sure to check out whatmakesyouhappypodcast.com to connect with today's guest and follow us on all our social media platforms, and to stay up to date at what's happening next at What Makes You Happy. Don't forget to share this episode with a friend, and we'll see you next time.